According to Woodville Marshals of Halls, Hills and Holes, Pilgrim Place and Pilgrim Road is the old plantation site, the freehold village and residential district located on both sides of Highway 7. It is to the east of Providence, to the south of Lowland, to the west of Fairy Valley and Coverley, and to the north of Parish Land and the Grantley Adams International Airport. Patricia Yarde and Maureen Pierce, they tell us more.
We are in Pilgrim Place, Christchurch, better known as the Pond Hill.
Better known as the Pond Hill.
Pond Hill, yes.
How did it get its name?
Well, we have a lot of ponds around the area. There are 2 large ones out there. And when the rain falls, all the water settles and there are about 5 ponds in the area. I moved here about 50 years ago, little before he got married. The area was bare shattered houses, and the people in the area was laborers, and everybody had tried to get a little spot. Majority back was clean fields, a little plot, and the older folks used to be in that labor setting. And everybody, when they have things, they will have like a cassava and yam and a farm, sheep, cows, name it. Everybody tried to make a living of themselves. They have a lot of sanitarians in here, so they work hard and live long. Mm-hmm.
We produce about 3 centenarians in the same election. By for showing my little granny. They passed now. 2 like living next door, they passed. One at 106 and the other at 101. 101, 106. The houses were like.
Yes, so it's like, and then they had a Miss Mother Sears.
Yes, and the
lady, yeah, and the lady that lives here, her grand, she died at, I think 101.
Her mom.
Her mom, and she died there.
She died at 19.
Just there, yeah.
Well, in this pilgrim area, we were kind of always like together. And you can't complain about it. It's short together. Friendly, willingness, sharing kind of people. And I should begin saying we are very religious.
20 churches.
Yes. Yeah.
We believe in our church. Yes. Because we're surrounded by the Methodist, Anglican, Nazarene,
Adventist,
Pilgrim Place, sorry, and
Voice of Prophecy.
Then we have United Holy Church of America. Going to church wasn't a choice. You had the choice. If I give you in the old people language, you're going. Huh? And we would attend. Well, my sister traveled. She did like her 5 a.m. Easter service morning and midnight mass. But then we had attended Christmas mass for show off the Christmas gear. The Sunday school was my choice. Can't be nobody big deal for that only a time. And I love it up to yesterday. And you know, those days, as you put there, you dress to kill. And we can say you put on those clothes and shoes without the socks. Yeah. And on Saturdays, you had to provide the socks, the ribbon. But you know, your parents responsible for the dress. They would choose the dress you put on the Sunday. Yeah. Because we don't like the rounders and the cricket. And they never tell you come. You come in the Saturday, you're going to sleep. And the Sunday morning, when you're home fidgeting over with socks on, you're here. Service is 9 o'clock. And it's 5 minutes to 9, and let me see you in church at 9 o'clock. And we knew to make it though at 9. I don't know how we had to get there at 9. Yes, because I I can't sing the song, but I can remember my Sunday school hymns. Around the throne of God a band, children of the heavenly King, faithful shepherd feed me. Right. The normal hymn for the children is Psalm 23. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. And if I told you already, if I had to go back to my Sunday school days, because in those days at Sunday school, when the Christmas program come out, you had to get, because it was a poem, it was a recitation. And I'd let that part. Then you get the excursion, the picnic coming up. And if you bring who bring the most funds will get a free ticket. But the lady at the church gate, she don't sell sugar cake. And at that time she was getting sugar cake, so because you ain't buying no sugar cake, because you want to pay the money, you sell, to get a free ticket to go to get sugar cake. When you got confirmed, and the Sunday you go to church, you could have tea, no breakfast before you take that your communion, I never know what. She told us when Jesus blessed the wine, blood and wine, he never had a cup of tea.
Patricia paints a picture of pomp and pageantry as Bajans prepared for Christmas at home.
Christmas was, you go to the mark, you took out mark in the days, and you scrape it in the mark, which you know, you quarry with the mark was a quarry, yeah? And you scrape the mark and you bring home the mark, and you heap it up. And Christmas Eve, you sprinkle the mark. That was our white Christmas. And don't forget, it should be pretty white, because it looks the best. It might be white and pretty. You sprinkle the mark all around the house. And I think everybody weeding, so then the grass now, so you only leave the dirt there, so you have to sprinkle the mark down. You go into church, and everybody everybody the curtain, the knocking house to hang the curtain. Because then days you didn't have curtain rods, you used a string. So you had to put it in nail and tie the string to the nail. So the people used to take down everything the house open bare. And Christmas Eve the house shut tight, but all you could hear is the knocking. But Christmas morning, you open the blinds, because they didn't call the curtain, the blinds, new blinds. Because nobody mustn't see these blinds till Christmas morning. The ham, you got your ham about 2 weeks, top of the ceiling hanging down. And all you looking as a child, what are you going to do? What time are you going to cook this ham so we get this piece of ham? And when you got that, and then you take it down and you soak it. And you soak it for about 2 or 3 days, because it needs to be real soft brown. And although it's soaking, you boil it, and if you don't boil it, it still needs to be brown. But it was that needs to be red and string, the ham needs to hang up. You got to show your ham. You get sorrel. You put the sorrel to jar, like how you don't use the hot water. You put it in it's called a cannery jar, and put the sorrel in that jar. You put the sorrel, the clove, and the spice and everything in that jar, and you put it to sit for about 2 weeks. When you put that liquid, you have a lovely sorrel. I don't see that kind of sorrel no more. I love the sorrel, and that was the drink of the day. You go downtown, and you go at, I think it was RSC's, and you buy the wine, the Falerna, and the rum by the pint or gallon. So you hear things to sing a gallon of rum, so that way that kind of rum come from. So you bring it home and you put it there. So when a friend come now, you bring this will be on the center table, and you pour it decently. You put it there and you drink this belly full, and that's it. And you should flowers need to be made of crepe paper flowers. And every Christmas you go down and buy a set. But it must have cost about $1. It's so much, 50 cents. And something needs to be either you get your buy the string, or you need to have it in a tot, and it's to cover with Christmas paper and put on the side table. That was their flowers. Wow. So every Christmas has to get according to fade out. So you have to use that there. That was Christmas. And then the guys would come around and knock at your door. some kind of song. This, I can't remember that song now. But I know it's give me where I got in there to give me some and give you something. And they come knock at every door. About 4 o'clock in the morning, you then come knock at your door at that kind of time. And you just give them something and go on. And I go to the next year and go regularly around. That's how it goes.
Remember, the people of Pilgrim Place B were very religious, and Easter festivities were no different.
Easter time here in this district. My home was the open home. Lovely. And all the neighborhood boys would sell at me. You should see how my floor was stocked. And they made this big giant kite. And if it take them near the hole, they make this big giant kite sprout on my floor. But then since I got this small one, I think I fly kite down here. And the joy of that day is to get this big giant kite in the air. And all the boys just come to put this kite. And so the kite go up in the air, ooh, down. And that was the end of the kite. But they enjoy it. They just enjoy that. I don't know why, but they just enjoy that. And then they fly the small ones then, and then fly the small ones.
Easter was a time that was also filled with plenty folklore, especially that surrounding the beach. What about the beach?
We didn't mind enough to go to the beach. Didn't mind enough.
Share it on the beach. Venus or has a 10-year engagement. Thief and go to the beach. I hope nothing gone wrong.
Well done.
But then you get home, and the news spread this, but they went to the beach. You can have me alternative. To be honest, she didn't want me. She was so good. She didn't want answer me, but she didn't know me. She would tell me, you know, you're going to follow your sister brother then. And that day went to the beach 4 days ago, you know. And the one that she warned one of the boys, where you drunk no come back here. So we really didn't like beachgoers. Unless it was being sent for the CA. And when you get the CA, we turn back home. Cause we go over to, we call it not Long Beach, Long Bay. And collect those, that was CA time. They don't see up the world, man. Yeah.
I remember that thing I had in the fridge. Used to bring home the CA, crack a hole in the bottom, and put some banana shag in the bottom of the pot, cut the pot. Those 3-legged pots.
Yes.
In pot. And then you put the CA there, and you steam it. So that CA will last you 2 or 3 days. So you had in the fridge, right? As long as you steam it, it will last.
But then we had the CA vendors. How much was CA? $3?
Yeah, $3 was that in the idea. Same to cost 24 cents.
The cents, yeah. And this lady will tell them, you know, you want it raw, you want it steamed. Yes, yes. Then occasionally you will find like a guy on a bicycle with flying fish, selling flying fish. That he get 10 for 10 cents. Yeah.
10 for the bait.
Let me do something. You had to clean that thing. When was the crop season, where she can afford it, she would get $1 for these 100 fish. Dead in the fridge. You had to sit there and clean them,
Bone them.
and cook them. Yeah.
So know so we know that then that's actually Maureen finished.
Yeah. And it wasn't electricity. It was some oil in a bottle. But when Mom had a thing, she would put a corn husk and rub it in the car and light it. And when it go dim, she would shake it out to bring it.
Maureen tells us of her good old school days, and indeed, they were good.
St. Bartholomew's girls, St. Bartholomew's boys. And now we are surrounded with the St. Bartholomew's family. Then, growing up, there was 3 of us, sisters, not that, going to St. Bartholomew's. And that was the youngest, and the tiniest, not smallest. And the rude one. Because when I get to speak to my older sister, I was sitting the road, seeking attention. And I used to get to my mother find out. But you know what kind of attention I get after that? And now they're done with that. My mother would say, come home and let me go far. If I had to go back, I would go back to Silver Thumbs girls again.
Hey.
As a principal, that we call her head teacher. You know, we were scared of her. But she believed in her students doing well. When it comes to discipline, that was her. And my school days, we did so fond of like, we had a lunch in the yard, and that was our refreshment, eat a green line. Then we leave, we've got a turkey palm tree, that was our delight.
You ate the palm.
Yeah?
A turkey palm. What did this turkey palm taste
We've
like?
got a turkey palm, something looking like that there. But it used to be soft and nice when it was. It was very tall tree. It was kind of palm tree. But the berry from it used to be soft and nice, similar to a plum. Then when we leave the school, we came down by little steps away. A lady named Miss Ada had a wonderful plum tree. And that's the one we just get lashes for, because I steal them. Then my favorite subject at the school was the break time for the milk and biscuit.
That was your favorite subject? Milk and biscuit seemed to be a favorite back then.
And then when my dad died early and leave us very, very small, the principal, the head teacher would always say, "God dear, give the little one 2 more biscuits."
Although these two ladies always had a front row seat of those leaving and returning to this blessed isle, Patricia and Maureen, after Sunday school and church, made the airport a Sunday tradition.
Most of the time when you go to Sunday school and you go to church, instead of coming home, you head to the airport. And in that time you have to look over the balcony to see the people going out. And many people that go to the airport go away used to come in droves. When one person they're going for 2 weeks, but you still have 3 or 4 carloads of people and tears coming down. And not only tears, but they're crying hard. And I remember, I'm more sure when the jumbo jet came, it was at sea level. I'm more sure it was at sea level. And I remember that very well. And the cars would line up from all down here to the airport, and it had a creek. And imagine I walk from home and get to the airport, and the car leave down here, then get there, the traffic that was going to this jumbo jet. Everybody wanted to go and see this jumbo jet. I remember that very well.
Back in the day, when we migrated to England, we used to travel by Britannia. Right. Then we had BOAC. That was the English going plane. Then before it was American Airlines, it was Pan Am and Eastern. For Canada, it was named the Canadian Airways.
I prefer that in this system. You can see your lights off. But nowadays they got to drop them and go. Secondly, I know when I hear a plane, I could tell you distinctly who plane it is, especially Pan Am and Pan Am to come in. Pan Am had a whisper sound, and you would hear it coming in, and you would say, well, that's Pan Am, that's 1:45. At a certain time, you know which plane is coming.
So you mark the time of day
By the planes.
by the plane.
Yes. I had one called a BC-10. That thing, and that thing to keep, you can know that is a shit, yo. The guy is Concorde. When the Concorde came, it was something else. Concorde and the Concorde was just as much. It was just how the jumbo jet come in. If people would come, this road the same way. From all over the comes travel to see the Concorde when it very first time it came in. Even although I could sit here, I still wanted to get closer to it, but we couldn't get no closer.
But I don't know what the wrong with it. If we had to take off from there, Kimberly, I'm telling you, Miss Kate, you were for that chair. The vibration is so powerful.
Yeah, it had a powerful.
Yeah,
It used to shake the whole house.
But these stories date back all the way to Sewell. As you have heard, these ladies could tell what plane was landing just by the sound that they made. These were the days of using a runway as pathways and to graze sheep.
You could cross the runway, but you had to listen to the siren. If you hear the siren you couldn't cross. Right? But long as the siren on, you can cross. And one day, a lady in there, she's from there, that was crossing. And the plane is coming in. And she runs straight across and then ducking the can't hide from the authorities. Because kids all up there, all like stay valley, up and these got up there for Yarde. Right now, out there was skiing. So, and they never really know anything like that.
The federal road to carry you behind the runway to the original police training center. And it's got the new road.
Okay.
Unfortunately for me, and illegal for me, I was one crossing runway to original police training center. But the sheep thing was a kind of like problem and dangerous. Sometimes you go across there, but you don't know who the shepherd or who the sheep. Yeah. So that's a very area they're familiar with their sheep.
And that
flock, sheep with the flock.
Anyhow, that was Shepherd Island though.
Yeah.
That was
Shepherd Island.
Shepherd Island.
Shepherd Island.
Yeah.
A visit to Sewell was always a treat. Maureen and Patricia, they recall their visits to the airport restaurant.
Because we used to leave Sunday school and go to the restaurant and we would pull, it was 8 cents I think, to get us a little scoop of peanut. It was 8 cents. We used to go over and get a scoop of peanut from the airport.
That thing used to got a container. Yeah, used to bring peanut by a container and then throw it in a jar. So everybody used to get a so you're going to get a scoop and give you much and put in a nut bag. You should put in a nut, you should buy those nut bag like Huck and the Huck stand to put in a nut bag and that's it.
With progress, there is change. Patricia and Maureen recalls the phasing out of Sewell Airport, making way for the new Grantley Adams International Airport.
I remember there was a budget speech that Prime Minister Adams had announced that it was going to change it to Grantley Adams. I think it was in the budget speech. I know when I heard it, it was over the radio, and it was changed. It was the first thing that he announced that it was going to change the name.
Because I remember then the highlight. It was a strong labor force. I can remember seeing the workers go up on mornings. You know, you can see and come down on afternoons on these, that on H&T trucks.
In the yard, it was a police station and then a restaurant was there. In the yard.
It was all Sewell down below.
Every time it was in yard, and all Sewell. Then
and Dan Trotman restaurant there was on the airport too.
You could go into the airport, and they had a restaurant in the airport still.
Dan Trotman restaurant on the
outside.
But then they had a restaurant inside the
airport. Yeah, inside.
Not this one, Grantley Adams Airport, Sewell
Airport. Yeah. But at least you could go in. But after this new one bill, everything stopped. And then you still used to allow you, they give you a way that you can look through a glass and look out.
For those who remember the Grenada invasion, the change in the atmosphere could also be felt right here in Barbados.
And I just hear all these noise, and I say to my husband, Grenada, they're going down to Grenada, they're going down to Grenada. And when I got out that thing, I see all these planes coming down and going back up. And going, I said, and the same hour we heard that Grenada was indeed.
I would listen to the news and we hear this, whatever going down in Grenada. And I was here just now, there's no, I was laying down, and I don't know if I remember that. This is them playing sound very strange. And when I look, because we could look across the runway, the only thing you see was the army looking planes.
And it keep real noise.
We hear what happened down Grenada.
Real noise, so you know nobody can see when those going down that there.
Time to fly. It certainly has been an entertaining visit to Christchurch. I hope you enjoyed the journey with us. From the days of by the sea to cheeky children
to all forms of cricket and to the redevelopment of a local airport that will become an international hub. You've been watching My Community as we gathered in the parish of Christ Church. Continue to join us as we gather for 2025, and who knows where next, which parish we'll be in. In fact, I do believe we'll be heading to Bridgetown, St. Michael, and all of those surrounding areas. Join us. I'm Kimberly Skeet.